This meeting will be aired live on the School District of Beloit YouTube channel in order to comply with the Governor's Safer at Home order and the Open Meetings Law, to conduct committee meetings while maintaining the Governor's Safer at Home order and keeping the health and well-being of our families, community staff, and board members a priority at this time. We encourage you to participate from the comfort and safety of your home instead of coming to COLAC. The board is encouraging this due to limited spacing and following social distancing directives from the governor. Some members of the committee may be at the COLAC Education Center, while others may be participating via telephone. We thank you for your patience and understanding during these unprecedented times. It is 5:02, and I would like to call the Oversight and Finance Committee meeting to order. May I have roll call, please?
Jacobs. Jacobs.
Here.
Charles. Charles. Larson.
Present.
Members are present except Charles.
May I have approval of the agenda, please?
So moved.
And I will second. Any discussion about the agenda? All in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion is, or the agenda is approved. Now may I please have approval of the minutes?
I move approval of the minutes.
And I will second. So there's a motion, a second, to approve the minutes from our March 10th, 2020 meeting. Any discussion or questions? All right. All in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the minutes are approved, which brings us to 2A, the financial reports for February 2020.
Hello, everybody. I had Wendy Lapointe is unable to join us tonight, so I'm going to present the financials that she had compiled for February 2020. There were no significant changes to note on the financials. However, there is a difference in the interest allocation that we wanted to just explain that journal entry had been posted. We accrue interest in our general fund, Fund 10, and then we allocate it semi-annually out to all the other funds, Fund 50 and Fund 27, all of our groups, Fund 60 and 21 as well, I'm sorry. So that is what that journal entry is, and it is usually significant as we earn more of our interest. We also have done, starting getting the tax payments in to pay that defeasance that we paid in the April timeframe. Our claims are a little bit shorter than what they were because we have been trying to work remotely and get everything in. By the end of February, she was still working on getting claims that first couple weeks of March, so we had expenses that we had not claimed yet. So barring any other, I think we're in good shape. We're tracking very well on our expenses and our revenue sources. The major difference in fund dollars that you're looking at, a $6 million difference, and that is because we levied less because of our mill rate and the defeasance. So our payments are coming in a little differently than what we have in prior year, which will throw those. You don't want to look at the dollar figures. You want to be looking more at the percentages. So are there any questions?
Well, no, but I appreciate you clearing that up because I was a little taken aback, but I figured I'd wait and you would explain it. And you did. Thank you.
Okay, so do I have a motion to recommend the February 2020 financial reports to the full board for approval?
I move to approve the board report the February 2020 board report summary for approval.
Okay, I will second the motion. So we have a motion and a second to recommend the February 2020 financial reports to the full board for approval. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the financial reports are recommended to the full board for approval. Future agenda items. We're at this awkward point where, the committees will all be switching over. So if anybody has any future agenda items, I guess you can send them to myself. Our next meeting date would also kind of be up in the air, as it is up to the next committee chair to set that with administration's help. And which brings us to adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn the committee meeting?
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second. All in favor of adjourning the meeting, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Okay, I have 5:20. And let's call the meeting to order, the Planning and Budget Committee meeting to order. Before we get started here, I'm going to just make one announcement. This meeting will be aired live on the School District of Beloit YouTube channel in order to comply with the governor's safe at home order and the open meeting law. To conduct committee meetings while maintaining the governor's safer at home order and keeping the health and well-being of our families, community, staff, board members a priority at this time, we encourage you to participate from the comfort and safety of your home instead of coming to COLAC. The board is encouraging this due to limited spacing and following social distancing directives from the governor. Some members of the committee may be at the COLAC Educational Center, while others may be participating via telephone. Fortunately, tonight, we have all of our members present. We thank you for your patience and understanding during these unprecedented times. Action may be taken on any items on this agenda. So with that being said, can we have roll call, Michelle?
Sanchez. Here. Miller. Present. Wong.
Here.
All members are present.
Okay. Item 1C, approval of the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of minutes from the meeting a week ago on the 7th of April.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. No, I agree to it. Opposed? Motion carried. The program and curriculum material, new course proposal, unified physical education. And I see that, is Ms. Powell's going to be joining us, or are you going to?
No, you get me instead.
Okay, that's great. We're happy to have you.
All right. This is a new course proposal for the high school. It's an elective half credit for unified physical education. Is a combination supported by Special Olympics Wisconsin. It's backed by Special Olympics. It combines students with and without disabilities and is partially funded through a grant. It's a multi-year grant through Special Olympics, with the course proposal or the curriculum writing would be supported out of the school leadership budget.
Board members have any questions about material presented? Okay. And let's see, do we have a motion? We have to move this forward, so.
I'd like to make a motion to move this proposal to the full board.
I'll second.
Okay, any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you very much, Peg.
Thank you.
Item 3A, future agenda items. I know, Megan, you had mentioned before, and I think that was noted from the last meeting, so. Okay, if you have any others, please forward them on. The next meeting date will be, I think we already stated that before, was it the 7th of May? At 5:15 back at this place, and hopefully eventually we'll get to a time when we'll have other people here. All those in favor of an adjournment? Sorry. Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Meeting adjourned.
I'd like to call this meeting to order. Michelle, roll call, please.
Charles. Jacobs. Jacobs.
Here.
Larson.
Here.
Miller. Larson.
Here.
Wong. Sanchez. Platt.
Here.
Charles. It appears we're all here except Charles.
Can I get approval of the agenda, please?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Before we start, because as you know, we've had some technical difficulties in the past. I apologize for that. There was a letter to the editor last night about it. I did ask the administration to find out when we did ask Spectrum to actually put in our box so we can televise. It goes back to early November. We've tried many times to get Spectrum to come out here. So those of you that are Charter Spectrum users, you may want to call and voice your displeasure with Spectrum and say, we sure would like to have this back to school board on the air, because we have hit a dead end, quite frankly. So my apologies, but we've been waiting for months for this to happen. So this meeting will be aired live on the School District of Beloit YouTube channel in order to comply with the Governor's Safer at Home order and the Open Meetings Law. To conduct board meetings while maintaining the Governor's Safer at Home order and keeping the health and well-being of our families, community, staff, and board members a priority at this time. We encourage you to participate from the comfort and safety of your home. Instead of coming to COLAC, the board is encouraging this due to limited spacing and following social distancing directives from the Governor. So we are now at public comment. I do believe we have a couple. Michelle Schopp will read those. Thank you, Michelle.
The first public comment I have is from Susan Adams. She lives at 703 Milwaukee Road. She says, "Dear school board members, I have now had a chance to listen to the school board meeting from last week on April 7 and got a better sense of the time frame for the rest of the year. I'm still concerned that our students lost 2 weeks in March due to the virus and that other districts in the area did not seem to lose that much time. They managed to continue with some teaching activities. From what I can gather from the people with children in this area, they really are not doing much until the 20th of April. I feel that at least some of the time should be made up in June. My question to you all still stands. How are you planning on having the students make up this 2 weeks of lost time? I very much appreciate Pam writing to me and calling me about some of my concerns when I wrote to you last week. I was surprised no one else bothered to address them. I sincerely hope that communication is improved, and you still need to increase communication with the community. I am not the only one who wrote to the board. This other person received no response at all." The other communication we received
Excuse
is
me?
from Joyce Metter, 1336 Moore Street. She says, "Dear Board, I agree wholeheartedly with Dorothy Harrell's letter to the editor in last night's paper. It is ridiculous that after 9 months that cable TV coverage in the new building is not connected, that channel 991 stays black, especially at this time when gatherings of more than 10 people are prohibited. People are hesitant to attend meetings, and watching on YouTube, which can be technically challenging, is not keeping with campaign promises to have a more transparent board. I wrote to board members last week but never received an answer, asking why it was taking so long to get online learning going when other Wisconsin districts have started as early as 3 weeks ago. The students of Beloit deserve better."
Are there others? Thank you for the comments. Did Pam join us?
Point of order,
Excuse me, President.
I'm on, but
sir?
I'd like to request a recess until everyone dials in. We can't hear again.
Stephanie, is that true with you as well?
Please have Michelle.
Excuse me,
Yes,
Pam.
yes, I'm having a difficult time hearing. I'm sorry.
And could I also request that the board members be mailed those comments that were just read since they were in and out?
Sure.
Stephanie, are you there?
Yes, I just texted you. Are we
Well, I don't know what's going on.
are we on YouTube yet?
I made a motion that we recess, and I didn't hear anything after that.
Pam, we can't hear the call-in numbers of you guys talking over Michelle. Please hold on so we can do what you've asked.
Sure.
Can you start over again with the PIN number, please? PIN number. Two, three, two. Here. Is everybody in?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We can't call in from this end, Pam or Stephanie, without
Really?
causing feedback. So according to the WSAB guidelines that came out, we can do a couple things. You can voluntarily withdraw from the meeting. You can make an effort to come to the meeting, which isn't recommended, but I could cancel the meeting.
Beth, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Do you guys have your phones on yet?
And
Please turn your phones off, because we're getting too much backup. Go ahead, Pam or
two
Stephanie.
things. I have two
Well,
things.
can I ask-
First, I apologize for speaking over Michelle. Michelle, I couldn't hear anything at all until Pam had asked me that question. And secondly, I would be willing to come in, but I can't come in. I'm symptomatic, so I'm not sure what to do.
Well, we only have two
Hello?
choices, really, if you can't come in. You either can withdraw from the meeting voluntarily, according to the WSB guidelines, or I can cancel the meeting, which I don't know if our technical difficulties will be fixed tomorrow or not. We've been through this now 3 times. So you're in a difficult spot, so are we. What's with the echo? Just me?
This now 3 times. So you're in a difficult spot, so are we.
I'm not on.
Why is it echoing?
Hello?
I'm here.
I have that on my computer.
Take it off, if you wouldn't mind. We'll try it. Pam and Stephanie, are you on the computer as well, or just on the phone?
I'm on the phone.
I'm on the phone. I've got the computer on, but it's muted.
Will that make a difference, Dean? Pam says she has her computer on at home. Will that make a difference?
No, I just turned it on just now.
If the phone's near the computer, it's causing the loop?
It's one of the callers.
Pam, can you turn your computer off?
Sure. The whole computer or just the Board of Education video?
Just the board video?
Okay. Okay, it's off.
Everybody got the computer off? Can you hear me now?
I can hear
I can
you.
hear you.
Are you comfortable moving forward with the meeting now?
Yes, perfectly clear now.
Yes.
Okay, so it must have been the
Stephanie and I are the only ones on the phone?
yeah, it must be the Dean said the computer was getting in the way of the loop when you're on the phone, so that's probably what it was. If it acts up again, please interrupt, if you would. We are now at the point. Pardon?
Dean did say earlier that if 3 or 4 people try to talk at the same time, that would happen. So if it ever gets to a point, Pam or Stephanie, where you're having a hard time, say something, and maybe, you know, how we get sometimes where we're all trying to talk at once.
Okay.
So those of you at home, please call Spectrum and tell them to get down here. So we're now at the point of going into executive session. I would need a motion. Kyle?
I move to convene the Board of Education into closed session pursuant to Section 19.85, Parent 1, Parent C, relative to considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which a governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility. But with that, I've noticed, and also Section 19.85, Parent 1, Parent C. Section 19.85, Parent 1, Parent E. Those are not in my big, long spiel.
So what are you saying?
Well, I cited the statutes, but I don't have the verbiage to go along with the statutes.
I think that's okay, Kyle.
Okay, but just as long as I stated the statutes and didn't give the verbiage behind them, you think that's fine?
Yeah, I'm trying to see, let's see. Oh, here, let me join the meeting and see. So some of it was all spelled out and others wasn't. That's what you're saying?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And they are both the same. Michelle probably has them memorized, but I think as long as we go into closed session stating the statute and the reason we're going into closed session, update on legal issues and property issues, I think you're fine.
Okay, thank you.
So do we have a second?
I'll second.
And we'll wait for Michelle to get back for roll call.
Are you going into small room for roll call or staying in the large room?
We're staying in the large room for the roll call.
I mean, I'm sorry, I meant for the meeting.
We have to leave the meeting because the cameras can't go off. We have to leave the room physically, the board. Roll call, please.
Okay.
Charles,
Aye.
Klett,
Aye.
Larson,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Sanchez,
Aye.
Wong, Jacobs. Jacobs,
Aye.
We will convene to the conference room for a closed session.
Jeff, should I stay on the line or call in again?
Hang up and then call in again. And we'll call you. So hang up, please, and we'll call you.
Thank you.
You have reached the duration limit for this call. If you'd like to remain in the meeting, please press 1. Goodbye. Please enter the meeting ID and press pound. Connecting you to your conference. Please wait.
Stephanie, are you there?
Yes,
Pam, are you there?
I'm here.
I'm here.
We are back in open session.
I think that was 10 seconds. So we are back into open session. We are now to, I believe the consent, no, we are now at the superintendent's report. Sue?
I would just like to give some updates to the board. The devices have been distributed to staff last week. Devices and instruments are being distributed to students this week. This is all happening under the governor's order that allows us to be in our buildings safely and to get essential materials.
Pam or Stephanie, do you have your computer on with YouTube?
I do not.
Pam?
No. No.
Nobody on the board? Okay.
The principals have done a wonderful job organizing this effort. The staff have been great. The families have been great. It's all moving very well. We are addressing individual concerns and issues daily and trying to make sure we can take care of every situation. We have appreciated the many efforts of our teachers, professional staff, and administrators for the weeks of outstanding educational programming that has happened to this point. And on Monday, we begin term 4. I would also like to share that we have scheduled the virtual principal interviews for the high school position and the 2 elementary positions for principal, Gaston and Robinson, and they will be happening in the next couple of weeks. I would also like to share that the district unfortunately moved to the position that we would cancel all of the activities and events that were scheduled for April and May as a precaution of still being under the safety at home order at this time. We are still hopeful that we will have our graduation as scheduled on June 6th, and we're waiting to see what happens with Wisconsin. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. So Michelle reminded me that we were supposed to take action on 2 items that we did in closed session and open session. So the first of these was the employment recommendation exhibit A.
I move to approve the personnel rec exhibit A as presented.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed?
Aye.
Motion passes. We also are looking for a motion for the superintendent contract.
I move to.
I make a motion that we, I'll go ahead. I make a motion that we approve the superintendent contract addendum with the changes agreed on in closed session.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Got that, Michelle? Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed?
Aye.
Motion passes. Am I caught up, Michelle? Thank you. Okay, we are now at the WASB Superintendent Search and Contract. You each should have a copy of that contract. Are there questions or you want a discussion? One of the things you'll notice, there are no timelines in this contract. So that would be, we can look at it, improving the contract and putting in dates, or we can put it off till the new board sits. I'm open to whatever suggestions you want to do moving forward. But I think ultimately, though, are we deciding that we want to go with the WASB with their new contract? I think it's no greater than $12,000. And we can back off services if we so want. So the question really is, do we want to approve the WASB contract subject to putting in some dates? And then as far as timelines go, there's no timeline in this contract. I do believe the new board should set the timeline, because they're the ones that are going to be doing the search. So I just throw that out for discussion.
Where would the timeline be? That's not part of the contract, is it?
Pam, it depends on when you want the start date, end date on that contract. So there's no dates in this thing at all that I saw.
Oh, I mean, I think we should date it today, but then let the planning, go on with the new board. But I think it has to have a date on it if we're going to approve it. So I would move approval of the contract as presented, effective today.
Yeah, but that date, we're not paying back to April 8th.
We're not doing what? I'm sorry?
The contract says April 8th, but we're not gonna start the contract April 8th. So your motion is to
I
start.
don't see April 8th.
It's on the very top. So your motion is to make it effective today, which I would agree with that.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah. I mean, we voted April. We voted way back in March to go with them. But I'm sure we can have it take effect today since they haven't started working for us yet, have they?
No, and the numbers are revised at $12,000. I believe you originally looked at a contract that was no more than $13,500. This contract, if I remember correctly, is at $12,000, no greater than $12,000. And the district has to approve any expenses that may go above that.
But Jeff, I think we're okay leaving April 8th there as long as we just date it with today's date.
If the rest of the board is fine with that, I'm fine with it. So there's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed?
Aye.
Motion passes. Stephanie, are you still able to hear?
I'm still okay. Thank you.
Okay, just
I can
checking.
hear really well now.
I guess this is me. So we're at the Aldridge use for emergency update. The board did tentatively approve it, subject to agreement. I have been talking with both the city and the health system. Both have been very cooperative. We've been going back and forth. I've worked with Rob on the MOU. We are waiting at this time. The health system's insurance is fine. We are waiting for the school district's insurance company to give us the approval to use the facility for that. I do not have that. And so until I have that, I cannot bring this forward and will not bring it forward until the district has terms that are acceptable to them and we're protected. So the one thing that's really good about this bad situation we're in is we're going through a possible emergency health use of one of our facilities. We are learning how to work with the health system in the city to make this work. And so I hope it never comes up again, but if it does, there's experience now within the school system here and the board to make the best decisions possible moving forward. So we will be bringing this back when I get the final okays on what we need to have to finalize the MOU. So if there's any other questions, none of the questions, I'm going to move on. Okay.
I have a quick question.
Yep.
When we made the motion, we weren't clear who we were giving permission. So does this mean it would be permission to the health system? And if it's to the health system and the city, do we have to also be concerned about the city insuring?
Yeah, we're pretty clear on that, Pam, where we're at, but I don't have all the answers, and I'm not prepared to say that until I do.
Okay, so it'll come back.
There is a sticking point, but I'm working through that issue. And until I get everything worked out to where it needs to be, it's been approved, subject to an agreement. We don't have an agreement to put in place right now. So when we get the MOU, we're going to want to make a motion to accept the MOU to put this into place, if we can make it happen.
Okay.
Which I hope that we can, because I think it would be good for the community to know we're all working together.
Hopefully, we won't need to have it happen. Thank you.
I hope not. And the good news is it has slowed down. And in talking to Lori Luther, the urgency to get things done right now, this minute, has eased, which is good for us.
Yes. Thank you.
So we are at the Board of Education Evaluation Survey, which I put on here tonight. I don't know if we have the information we need, Michelle, to actually do a true evaluation. How many are we missing?
I cannot confirm how many we're missing. I only know of 4 people that have confirmed with me that they have taken it. I have not heard from 3 other people
I've
yet.
taken it.
So if we can confirm that everybody has taken it, I can have results at the next meeting.
Okay. So there will be no action there. So we are now at the consent agenda. I would welcome a motion to accept.
I will move approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
Is there further discussion?
I just had a comment. In our committee meeting today, we heard about the Unified Physical Education proposal, and I just wanted to compliment the district. It's like a great example of a collaboration with a grant that's very proactive and student-focused, and it just made me really proud of our district. So I just wanted to give a shout out of thanks for that.
Thank you. It just goes to show we have great people in this district. So we had a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion passes. We are now at the future meeting items. Is there anything somebody wants to get out on an agenda in the future? Megan?
It's not a future agenda item. We just wanted to take a moment and thank you, Wendy and Pam. I know, Pam, you aren't here, but we got you like a little gift, and there's a card here that all of us who are physically able to signed for you. So we'll get those out in a safe and virus-conscientious manner to everybody, but I just wanted to take a moment and thank everybody.
Thank you.
And I wish everybody the best, incoming board members, all the best and success.
I would like to congratulate Amy Levy, is it Maria Delgado, and Spencer Anderson, right? For winning their election and stepping forward to serve this community. Welcome to the board. I would also like to say thank you to Pam Charles. I've had a chance to work with her for many years. Her dedication to policy and knowledge is hard to even explain. But I've leaned on her for a lot over the last 2 years, and even going back to our first term way back in 2000, I believe it was 6. Wendy Sanchez, great to get to know you. I admire and appreciate the work that you've put in. At the same time, I also would like to thank board members Megan Miller, Kyle Larson, Stephanie Jacobson, John Wong. It's truly been a privilege and an honor to work with you. I don't know that the district really appreciates all the hard work that you've put in. We've gone through some pretty difficult times, and we still are with this goofy sound system that we don't have, but please call Spectrum and tell them to get us our box. But it truly has been, we have a great administration team. I'm looking at 3 of them, Sean, Joanne, and Peg, and Sue Green has done a fantastic job of leading us through this time. And I'd also like to thank Bill Beckley when he was here for the work he put into this district. Monica Stropik has done a great job. And all the team and the effort, the 12-hour days you're putting in today, the public doesn't see. It's easy to criticize, but those of us that have sat here, it's our job to listen to the public, whether it's good or bad. But I'm very proud of the team that we have. So thank you. John?
Thanks, Jeff, and thank you for serving as board president.
Thank you, Jeff.
I'd like to echo that as well. I thank you, Jeff, for your leadership on that. And I think that I'm glad to hear what you said. I know that a lot of people don't understand the amount of work that goes into it, specifically by the team itself. So I think that it's easy to poke holes in something until you're knee deep into it. I did have one request for an agenda item, and it's just something that I guess I just don't want to get hit with it later this year. And Joanne, I'm guessing that you're probably on top of this, but I think it would just be budgetary items. I'm guessing that there's going to be some savings that we're going to garner from this initiative or this whole pandemic situation that we're in right now, as well as some expenses. And I think that if we could just get a brief update on that in the near future, that'd be great, and I think appreciated by all.
Kyle Larson, did I forget to mention you? I did, didn't I?
No, you said my name.
I'm thinking, did I forget Mr. Motion? Okay, I want to make sure. I don't want to leave anybody out, but this is our last regular meeting. There will be a special meeting. We have a couple items to take care of before this board will adjourn and the new board sits. So I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Move.
Motion to adjourn.
There's a second? Wendy? All in favor, say aye. All right, for the last time.
Aye.